Hello and welcome to the PC Perspective Podcast. This is episode 881 being recorded on August 19, 2026. I'm Sebastian Peak.
That number terrifies me. I'm Jeremy Hellstrom.
Yeah, I don't know what happened here.
Wrong camera button. Should we introduce, Jeremy, go ahead and introduce yourself again.
Don't want to.
It's too late. Okay. The moment's gone.
You know, I've wasted so much of my life. Think about it, 881 episodes, and I've been here for 10, maybe? Think of it, 2 hours out of my life. That's over 1,760 hours on a podcast talking to you people. I'm
sorry, Josh, you ran long. So
breathe it in.
Breathe it in.
Oh, yeah, I'm surprised you didn't do the music. You know, the music starts going up. But go ahead, Braun.
Oh, 10. That can be added in post.
No, it won't be. We don't have time this week.
Yep.
No.
I'm breathing in that 881 episode. It's like fumes. It's like a noxious sort of I'd like to escape the room. Maybe I need a mask kind of fumes.
Okay, that was Brett. This is Kent. Hi, Kent.
I'm Kent Burgess, and I'm amazed that Josh is so able to perfectly impersonate Jeremy without moving his lips.
You couldn't see his hand, could you?
Okay.
Not this.
This
again.
is a complete disaster. The video version would be fine. I could just introduce people, but the point of introducing yourselves is so that they have recognition of the voice. So,
yeah.
I'm Jeremy Hellstrom. I'm Josh Walrath. I'm Brett Van Spruenberg. And I'm Kent Burgess.
Buddy Jesus.
All this and Andy Rooney.
Coming up.
Okay.
Well, 60 minutes, really 60 minutes. And speaking of 60 minutes, you know, we're on a tight schedule here. So
Yeah, let's
chop
move
it up.
Yeah, let's
Chop
move
it
it
up.
along.
Move it along. As
All
the
right.
days go by, water following underground.
We have to do our
How did I get
housekeeping.
here?
Housekeeping.
Hello. I've come to
Patreon.
plead.
Thank you, patrons, for making this show possible. Obviously, we have been rehearsing all day. We had a pre-production meeting. We're all feeling sharp. Did you have anybody
I know. I'm feeling very sharp right now. I apologize for not being able to attend last week. Thank you for saving the spot on the screen. It was. I really felt like
It was
in
an
a black,
honorary spot.
dark.
Yes.
dark place for a period of time. But thank you for continuing.
Oh, there he is. Oh,
As Sebastian was so eloquently saying, thank you so much, all the patrons keeping the show on and the lights on, virtually speaking, week after week. Thank you all. So I'll have a name by name list next week.
we do thank the patrons with all of our hearts, and we were going to move to one of the most important segments in podcasting history: Josh eating at the same place every week. Segment.
Every week. So what's amazing about I had a thing I had to take today off for in this morning that I got to listen into, got some interesting information. Very, very happy. Nobody ever talked about AI during the entire thing. So no, I'm kidding. Anyway, and so I actually got to go and sit down at Born and Barn. And let me tell you, it was a little strange. This is the burger in its natural environment. And they must have had a different chef here because they plated it like crap. I mean, it didn't look terrible, but it wasn't great. You know, you were kind of expecting. I mean, it was messy though. I'll tell you, all that top kind of slid off, but it was hot. It was right off the grill, right into me. I didn't have to put it in a box and drive 5 miles to where my office is and open it up, and everything's soggy because the heat and the moisture. But no, this is the Hatch Green Chili Burger in its natural environment, and the fries were okay. But I made them super soggy with malt vinegar because I haven't had malt vinegar on fries in ages. And let me tell you though, even though it was not the most handsome presentation, it was so good. I mean, I love Hatch Green chilies. Nice heat to it, really super tasty. Happy day. Happy Wednesday.
Have you eaten since?
No, and I shan't.
Okay. That's just tradition.
Yes.
All right, let's move on to news, and let's go back in time to a time when the 4000 series was Intel's bread and butter, their pride and joy. Haswell was phenomenal. I don't know. It was 4th gen core, and apparently the naming scheme is coming back, and the latest Nova Lake leak is indicating a 4950K SKU. This is a 28 core. That's 8 performance, 20 efficiency on 18 angstrom technology.
That's a lot of cores.
Yeah. That's a lot of E cores.
It's a lot of P cores as well. So
think of all the Copilot processes that could run on those E cores.
You had to say
that's why they added them. That's why they added them.
And I bet when they introduce this, they're going to say the very first Intel processor built from the ground up for AI. And then everybody claps.
Yeah.
This is why you get paid the big bucks for marketing. This is why you have a job at a major silicon manufacturer, because you could let the information flow, just like the spice.
Yes, and who controls the spice?
Controls AI market, right?
Yes. Yeah, that's
Yes.
Frank Herbert wrote that. So look forward to that.
Jihad, here we come.
Oh man, I was about to say.
Now, if you're not into Intel CPUs, and who is anymore? Oh, wait, sorry, I don't know why I went to Kent there. There's also some news about AMD. This is not a new product, though. It's just a new version of that product being sold by Thermal Grizzly. Yes, TG will sell you a delidded and fully warranted Ryzen 9 9950 X3D2. They've done this before with other CPUs, but now you can own the top of the line AMD CPU for just, what is it, $1,400.
So affordable.
But it comes with a warranty. I mean, who is going to delid a processor this expensive? Well, I mean,
and make it look so nice.
Person.
Yeah, it's
show me
that is
show me the box.
Impressive.
And
yeah, look at that. It comes
in the box.
what's in the
box? Wait, what's the thing in the middle? Is that a USB drive?
it looks sort of like it.
Maybe it's to apply the thermal solution.
It's a USB thumb drive containing a picture of Gebauer's face in 8K resolution.
Is he doing the typical German?
All right, speaking of Intel, frame buffer has been a hot topic lately, right? VRAM, not having enough of it. What if we could compress the frame buffer and get a performance boost?
What are you talking about?
I know. And use Linux, another hot topic these days. So frame buffer compression promises performance boost for Intel GPUs on Linux, writes the author at Tech Power Up. There are some numbers here. Shadow of the Tomb Raider, everyone's favorite very modern benchmark, a 5% performance boost. Total War Warhammer 3, 4.6%. God of War, minus 0.5%. So, okay, not everything's going to benefit from this.
That's
some
fine.
of them do. Some of them do.
Compression is not a panacea. It does some interesting things, especially if you've got a game which requires a lot of frame buffer. Then you can compress that, but decompressing that takes up cycles on whatever thing that you do. And so, we've seen people implement things with a hardware compressed unit where it is like 1 or 2 cycles to decompress something or to compress something. But it's a great idea that we're probably going to see more of because, surprise, memory costs a lot of money right now, and people
cycles are cheap.
Yes, well, they're getting cheaper, but yeah, it's it's kind of cool to see that I think we're going to see compression in many different things. Like if they can get a good way to compress and decompress in 1 or 2 cycles on CPUs, then you can double your L2, L1 data cache, instruction cache, and be able to have very little of a performance impact. But it's not here yet because it still costs silicon and design time and debug and all those fun things. And if you get compression wrong, it really goes wrong with that CPU pipeline.
All that's in software, Josh. There's room to move in the symmetric and asymmetric compression space. Anybody looking for a career in asymmetric compression decompression ratios? Intel's probably going to hire you.
Yeah.
Well, Brett, Apple, they actually have
I've heard of them.
amazing memory management. That's why they can ship a laptop with just 8 gigs of RAM in current year.
Well, when they control the entire widget, this is advantage them.
Yeah, that's true. Memory pressure. Everybody's under memory pressure these days.
Yes.
Yeah.
But as you heard here on this podcast, Microsoft says you can run Windows 11 on only 4 gigabytes of RAM. So,
well,
don't worry.
According to Jeremy
It's a
and their own
non-issue.
documentation, says that.
Their own
But they like to
Probably
say it's 8 and totally not
recently
16.
revised
Definitely.
documentation, or was it always that way?
It's a moving number.
Okay.
Don't
it's
pin
always
them
been
down.
4.
Don't
I
pin
bet
them
it's
down
4
on memory or names.
if
Don't pin them
you
down
have
on
a
names of
fast
things either.
SSD, because you're just going to be swapping like crazy all the time. Remember, even their weather widget takes 1 gig of RAM. How can you get away with 4?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. They don't know what to name stuff either, by the way.
No, exactly, as their next story indicates. The rebrand registry.
This is a Microsoft MVP who has done some amusing things in the past, like point out how to properly spell Microsoft products and whether there should be a random capitalization in the middle of it or not. humbledandhonored.com, which is a way to share with your social media followers that you retained your MVP status, because definitely something important that they really, really want to know. But the Microsoft Product Lifestyle Tracker, renamed the Rebrand Registry, keeps track of why, when you're talking to a Microsoft rep, even they don't know what their programs are called. There is no Office 365 anymore. It doesn't exist. There are various flavors of Microsoft 365, but there are no Office 365s anymore. Don't call it Bing Chat. It's Microsoft Copilot. The fact that most people don't realize it was renamed. When you bring up Entra, some people get confused because they think you're talking about Azure AD, but no, you can't call it that anymore unless you're talking about certain things. So sort of tracked all of the ridiculous renaming that's been going on that none of us can keep track of, up to and including Microsoft. And I just thought this was hilarious because I have dealt with Microsoft support reps who are trying to convince me that it's actually not called Intune when it most definitely is. And certainly SCCM does not exist anymore because it's rebranded about 4 times now. So I just thought this was a little bit of lightheartedness in the midst of this hellacious landscape upon which we dwell.
Sounds like there's a bunch of really bored C-suite executives at Microsoft who's like, well, this is not an accurate name for this product, so I need to put it through here. It's like, oh, shut up.
Josh, I don't even think they're recognizing that. I think they're actually renaming things inside the company to make it seem like the C-suite executives coming up with something new and innovative and different. And it's not the same as this. It's now called this, and it does so much more and different things. So it's maybe a self-preservation thing inside the company.
Yeah, well, you know what? They're rotating the paradigm to collapse the echelon.
Many have to rotate your Framisams.
You're going to need to insert cloud in there somewhere.
I've seen a shot of this boardroom where they do this renaming in a movie. I think it was called Blazing Saddles. We've got to protect our phony baloney jobs, gentlemen.
That's it. That's it exactly.
Can I get a harumph? Harumph.
Meanwhile,
Now we need Harumph 365.
Microsoft supposedly wants to fix their sluggish and cluttered user experience in Windows 10 and 11. And the right-click menu, the context menu, which really isn't anymore unless you run a registry script or manually change it back. But it's slow.
It's a single registry value, but yeah.
Cluttered and sluggish, but they're working on it. Look at this.
Sebastian, I don't know if you realize this, but Microsoft made the argument in 2021 that they were going to really kind of jazz up the right-click context menu on things and fix everything that was wrong with it from Windows 10 and just make it super glorious in Windows 11. No, that never arrived. And another, harum. So they've made a U-turn and gone back to something that's a bit more 10-ish, but still with 11 flavor.
Yeah,
There's
it's got
a pre-release
icons.
that's looking good. Pre-release is looking better of this feature.
My problem is things like 7-zip do not automatically get a home in the new context menu. You have to go to show more options to get third-party apps like that because they want you to do everything within Windows.
Yeah. Which is why you do that one simple registry tweak and change a 1 to a 0, and all of a sudden, everything is good.
Do you remember Intel history? Before they got into microprocessors, they were a memory company.
Wait,
and
didn't they let you download more RAM occasionally?
that was later.
Okay.
Intel's current CEO has hinted at a return to the memory business. Says the market is ripe for innovation.
2.0?
We hope.
So short-sighted.
Talk about a product.
So short-sighted.
Talk about a product for the wrong time.
Right now, it would work, and it would be reasonably priced comparatively speaking.
Oh, the AI would have bought it up by now with no questions asked. I mean, large storage, fast access. Yeah, it would be a favorite.
So they got out because, well, RAM, it's a commodity, and that business is not one that they wanted to be in, as if they're not in some sort of any commodity businesses. But now they're looking at it as like, ooh, this seems like this RAM market seems fairly lucrative. We might want a piece of that. I feel like this is a little late for them to suddenly realize that the RAM market may be ripe for re-entering, but good on them.
It's like another boardroom scenario. Hey, guys.
It's almost like graphics. Oh, let's get into graphics in 1998. Let's have a competitive 3D part. We see no future in graphics whatsoever. None.
Well, the way they did it was so bad. They did a 0 frame buffer graphics card. Don't worry, we have this new AGP bus we're going to push. Yeah. And you can just use the system memory over AGP because it's faster than PCI. Fast. That was a mistake. Little company called, what was it, 3DFX, I think? Just absolutely destroyed everybody that generation. The RAM. The RAM went from being that thing you got for free when you bought a power supply to being the most expensive component other than your overpriced GPU.
By the ounce.
Well, you got to remember, Tim Sweeney from Epic famously said in like 2002, I believe that eventually we're going to all go back to rendering on the CPU.
What?
That was like him. I mean, he's like, I think 3D graphics are great now. We do really good things, but I think eventually, all the graphics are going to go back to the CPU. Talk about
still better.
This is like Bill Gates' 640K.
Right.
Oof. Yeah. It does feel like that, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, it was. And just to point out how good of a business RAM is, I dropped in that one little quick extra link that is going to depress you.
Okay, I'll go to that. I was just thinking about the boardroom scenario from earlier. It's like, well, CPUs, we've actually had to lower our prices to be competitive with AMD, but RAM is, they're making 600% more profit than they used to be.
So you're exaggerating.
I think
SK Hynix employees got a $144,000 bonus this year.
What? I could buy a new wooden boat with that.
Waterbed. I could get a waterbed of my dreams.
Waterbed. I could take a time machine to 1992.
Their RAM production is going to get online and at scale just as the market peaks and starts to come down.
Yes. This actually is the best news we've heard. Brett, you're brilliant. Because finally, when Intel jumps on board, that's when the market will crash. And
gosh, you're right.
Yeah, because this is what they do. They got ARC graphics. And then they couldn't get it out in time for the GPU famine of 2021.
Well, everybody was mining. Remember? That was like, man, GPUs are really flying off the shelves. We should get into this. We can't mine on it anymore. Not really. Not real good anyway.
Yay, Charitard.
Amazon is leasing servers to Anthropic and NVIDIA, selling securities for compute. You know the bubble's close to popping. I like it.
Hey, it's circular financing. NVIDIA is becoming a sort of a financing entity now. So it's...
Well, I mean, didn't they... I got to check. I got to check the podcast notes. Is it on there? Is it on there? Is it on there? No, it's not.
No.
So NVIDIA is breaking ground on their own data center in Ohio, I think. Not only that, but they're investing like $1.8 billion into the local power company to make sure that they have the grid capability to power this thing. And then they're going to rent out, compute. Shocking.
Why don't they just build their own fusion bottle right on site and just take care of it that way?
Because I'm sure that would, break the magnetic containment and cause a large issue.
That's just something that happens in the Marvel universe, not here.
I mean, hey, do you trust the people who did the 12-volt high power to do a fusion?
Point well taken.
So you got to plug in this 12 wire lead into the fusion reactor, and
trust us, this is going to carry the current.
Okay, fine.
Don't
We'll
worry,
use
it's supposed
two
to
of
glow
them.
like that.
But neither of them will have a metal clip.
It's supposed to glow. Put on these oven mitts.
Right. You have to wear special goggles when you look at it.
the goggles, they do nothing.
Yes.
All right.
They're just slabs of metal.
Via PC Gamer, Twitch is under fire for their new Gen AI training system that harvests streaming data for Amazon. It's on by default because, quote, if it was opt-in, nobody would opt in, end quote.
Correct.
Yeah. There is some truth in occasionally that leaks out.
I do appreciate the honesty, I guess.
That's a
Look,
quote.
if we let them
That's a
choose,
real
they
deal.
wouldn't do it. So we had to force them to. And if they want to turn it off, they have to hunt down into a subsection of the settings menu to find the extra settings to be able to opt out.
Look, if people had to opt in to get syphilis, nobody would be asking for syphilis.
Wow, yeah. This is
just gave
Twitch
it to everyone
chief
and-
product officer, by the way, who literally said this. So it's not a nobody at Twitch. It's not some low-level functionary. It's one of the real
Someone who
officers.
accidentally said the truth for a second.
Yeah, shooting straight on that one anyways, but it is fairly easy to turn off. It's underneath your privacy settings. You can go in and scroll to the bottom. It's underneath privacy settings, scroll to the bottom, training for generative AI. You've been, all your content are belong to us, apparently.
Yeah.
So things you've been typing, things you've been saying, it's being transcribed, video, it's been understood by the AIs and used to enrich the training of AIs on site.
The reason that they're probably going to back off on this is not because of you and your privacy, but because they might actually run into some trademark nightmares if they start harvesting the data from the game you were playing and stealing dialogue from it because it wasn't bright enough to realize, oh no, we're harvesting trademark data that the Twitch person is talking over.
Did you know that YouTube still copyright strikes old PCPer episodes for that exact reason?
Yes. Well, is it YouTube or is it patent trolls?
Yes. Yes, to both.
Yeah.
Yeah. Look at this game we're
Charitard
playing.
is now my favorite person for now.
Oh my gosh. CXMT.
I just saw
Up with Charitard, down with data centers.
There are 4,000 data centers on plan to be manufactured, but 800 and some odd are actually under construction. So I wouldn't say that they're at a standstill, but the enthusiastic expansion of data center has certainly been slowed, which I think is a reasonable thing to do.
It'll help
Says
defray.
the pro data center guy.
Well, you are the data center fanboy on the podcast.
Yes.
Only the closed loop ones with proper energy production or provisions.
Yeah.
And
Because that's
on-site
like
free to start
boutique.
a closed loop.
Yeah. He wants the farm-to-table data center, not the one that goes out and raids people.
Free-range data centers.
Yeah, I was going to say, maybe we can get a data center that exists in a 3 by 5 foot cage and lives there its
just
entire
roams.
life. No.
I wanted to cap off that last story with a comment from YouTube. Twitch is going to use the data to create their own AI streamers that do nothing but lick ear mics for ASMR. Which I think is...
That is
awesome.
You think
insightful.
they'd have trained that by now?
Planet Vampire, you're absolutely correct.
if it wasn't going to happen, it is now. I mean, after all, this text stream is being mined by AI right now. So
Yeah. Hey, we're not streaming on Twitch. I know there was a time when Ryan was trying to stream to both.
Yep.
yeah, that was true.
It was a more
That's
innocent
when
time.
I first started watching. I loved watching because it was like on Twitch like an hour before the actual stream started. You could see the whole setup and everything. It's great.
Oh, okay. That's an interesting concept.
Oh, right,
I'll just start streaming this wall until everybody shows
Yeah.
up.
Fascinating.
10:03.
It'd probably increase our watching by 10 to 15%.
Probably.
Especially if you
Because-
lick that mic occasionally.
I'll just
on your
stream
way by.
24 hours a day and just occasionally come in here and make weird sounds into the microphone.
Shirtless.
Yes.
Have a portable
wander
hot tub
through.
that you wander around in.
just a cummerbund to hide your navel because we don't want
Right,
to
the navel, everything
monetize.
else will be visible, but the navel will be covered.
Just the navel.
All right. The Fairphone Gen 6 Plus has arrived in the US. If you're not familiar with this, it's one of those very user serviceable phones. It has a retro feature like a removable battery.
What?
I
SD
know.
card as well.
Yeah, you can
Yep.
upgrade the storage. Snapdragon 7S Gen 4. So
Yeah.
not the fastest, but still. It has
Fully
I'm just
unlocked,
amazed
of
they
course.
managed to shoehorn it from 8 gig to 12 gig without ramping up the price a huge amount. Half again the RAM and still $650 is impressive.
Yeah, this is not bad. It's $650. The specs, like the screen resolution, is pretty comparable to phones from companies like Motorola. 1116 by 2484, kind of an unusual resolution, but it's 6.31 inch, LTPO OLED, variable refresh,
Yep.
120
5G,
hertz.
Bluetooth 5.4,
Yeah,
Wi-Fi 6E.
Wi-Fi 6E.
So
eSIM.
yeah, electronic eSIMs, of course. So downloadable SIMs.
And
which you
totally
have to have
compatible
if
with
you're on
AT&T
the
and
Apple side of the
T-Mo.
fence.
And unlocked, so AT&T or Verizon, whichever poison you prefer.
It has a 50
Well, it says AT&T or
megapixel.
T-Mo. It didn't say Verizon, which was weird.
Oh, I thought it was for both frequencies.
Unlocked is unlocked, so
I wonder what frequencies it is missing. Maybe the baseband is where they had to make some sacrifices. Because this is mostly a EU phone, right?
yeah.
That's GSM.
Yeah, because
world.
before you could buy one, but you had to
Oh,
get it
that's
through
true.
a third party. This is straight on, available soon on Amazon directly from them for the US. Oh, it's okay.
But
This is Verizon, not T-Mo.
this is coming.
Sorry, I
to
was
the
in a
US.
fight with T-Mo earlier today, so they're probably just on my mind.
You just didn't want to write the word Verizon.
That fair. Welcome to Insecurity Corner, your weekly reason to drink.
And our first story comes from videocards.com, of all places. Geekome, it's a mini PC maker you've probably heard of if you've ever shopped for these things or watched YouTube mini PC reviews.
Yeah, this
They-
form factor is littered with them. So
Yes.
Yeah.
They have had to apologize because they were hosting malware in the driver packages for their mini PCs on their websites.
Sort of.
Oh, okay.
They definitely were. And they
Oh,
had
okay.
asked Video Cards to take this down because they got rid of it. But it wasn't like a driver that came with their system or that you were prompted to download. It was just there on a support page. And the thing is that it was malware. This was a driver with some stuff in it you really did not ever want on your mini PC or any PC whatsoever. But it was there, and you can technically still find it. They say it was removed, but apparently someone on Reddit did go and hunt it down. And so they're removing everything and going to fix the review and resource management procedures to stop providing malware in their drivers. I mean, you might want to have just done that to begin with as like a baseline, because a lot of people trust Geekom. They come out with decently spec'd mini PCs or industrial PCs, and I mean, I've certainly posted a few reviews of them over the years. We'll link to them. I didn't actually ever get one. They offered me one once, but I never got it. It's just, come on, guys. If you're a little fly-by-night company that sells dozens of products over a couple of years, yeah, you could see letting this slide. Now, you are one of the larger Nook legacy
small form
people.
factor, very small,
right?
Yeah, Nook size minis.
Yeah, so how could you
major
let this
player
happen?
Yeah, they don't really offer an explanation, Jeremy. They just
they just ask video cards to stop talking about it.
Please stop mentioning this. We don't know how it got there.
Don't mention the war.
Mm-hmm.
We never meant for anybody to download it. It's just that it was on a page that said, download this for the complete driver package for your specific unit that you own.
Yeah.
Well, no, it was a LAN driver. It wasn't like a VIA 4-in-1.
And no one needs a LAN driver.
No.
Nope.
All right.
Because you could go wireless with Comcast.
That's right.
Yeah. From TechSpot, Comcast is turning your Wi-Fi router into a basic home security system for free.
So they're actually detecting motion, but not in the way that you might think. Go ahead.
First off, it ain't going to be free. They're going to charge you for this. I'm sorry. It's Comcast.
If you've got it's one of their standard modems, one of their new standard modems, the XB7 gateway and newer models that comes with their Infinity Internet package. So if you've elected to get this package, you'll probably be paying for this gateway for as long as you are renting your bandwidth from Comcast, which is one of the reasons I advocate just go buy your own hardware. Just pay once. It's a little bit more expensive rather than renting it. You'll eventually way overpay. So just go buy your own hardware.
And you can patch it if you own it.
Yeah, there's that. So, but anybody, normal people, honestly, unfortunately, in many ways don't do that. And they just get whatever they get sent from Comcast, open the box and plug it all in. Well, software-wise, they're rolling out a feature, which is a remote turn on from Comcast to enable this motion tracking. And it's not done in such a way as it's visualizing anything. It's actually tracking devices inside the home. Presumably your home invader or burglar is also carrying a mobile device. So they'll be detected when they bust a window or they open a door from your garage or whatever. They work the bugs out for a while.
They're actually tracking when it gets blocked. The signal going from their router to one of your devices gets blocked by an ugly bag of water.
Yeah, that would be humans walking between the device that it's talking to. They spent some time, probably with AI. I just injected this. I don't know for sure, but they spent some time figuring out how to pull out normal variability in your Wi-Fi signals and look for water bags walking between known devices and the source, their device, and new devices that they know are in the vicinity of your home or wherever you have the device. So interesting. Is this a good thing? Is this a bad thing? It's a rudimentary security system.
See, the
problem is
you're not for it.
Just sharing it with you. You're the product. That's absolutely right. So
yes,
they're actually
not charging you for it. They're tracking you around the room and letting people know when you're home.
There's the rub right there. Yeah.
Yeah. That's the thing. If they charge you for it, I wouldn't be quite so worried, but no, if they're offering this for free, it's so that they can track you. And honestly, your Wi-Fi is probably providing your TV, so now they know whether you're sitting in front of the TV.
I want to know the link where I can go, or do they selling access on the dark web or something? It's like, hey, for
Gosh, that's
$5
next.
a month, we'll tell you if these people are home or not.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Don't worry.
Josh, I've been casing this place for weeks and I can never tell if they're home or not, but this will be very convenient.
It will be.
There is one simple solution. Just put your Wi-Fi router inside of a Faraday cage and it won't be able to track you.
100%.
I see what you did there. Nice. Go buy your own router.
It's only $30 on Amazon.
Mm-hmm. Buy your own router. Go buy your own router. Buy your own stuff. Buy your own hardware. Buy bandwidth from whoever, but go get your own hardware.
Moving to the next story from the Register, Copilot tricked into telling researchers how to hack itself.
It wasn't tricked. It was just being helpful.
That is essentially
doing its job. It was doing what it was asked.
Do you remember when we talked about the Copilot directed URLs that had the Q parameter, key value pair on it that would do essentially a, hey Copilot, here's a message we want you to do, which is perhaps go and extract the 10 or the most recent email messages that reset my password for something. It'll go backwards through history, finding password reset links, and hey, go grab this link from this remote server or whatever, and hey, send me a link to such and such a thing, or any bits of information that's labeled as confidential or controlled information you may have in your PC. Instruct Copilot to go grab that and send it to this URL, and it would do so. Microsoft got smart, and they turned this feature off. Finally, right? Fixed. Except Veronius Threat Labs insisted over and over again to tell in a conversation with Copilot, hey, how do we get around this? Why doesn't this work? Why doesn't that work? And Copilot, as Jeremy was saying, eventually told them. And it told them about an undocumented feature called auto run. So if you combined the ye old query flag, Q equals string, with auto run equal true, or 1 in this case, it was back. And it would do everything that it was not supposed to be doing.
I'm not trying to do anything. I'm just asking questions here. Except, it answered, and it's.
But they got there.
Researchers should get.
They got there through Copilot itself, and that's the real embarrassment here.
Copilot, could you please hack yourself? No.
Yeah,
please. All right, fine.
All right, it's fine. Here you go. This is how you do it. So they convinced it to snitch on itself. That's that story. There's nothing. There's no place to go with that.
You just say Copilot 3 times, and it will do whatever you tell it to do.
Yes.
Yeah.
But don't worry. With Intel's new Haswell chip, it'll do it even faster.
Yeah.
It's the undocumented nature. It's the undocumented nature of the parameter that just is like, really? Did you really leave that in there? You went out of your way to patch the query equals KVP, and then you left in the auto run. Why?
Look,
Why,
we took it out and the AI put it back. It wasn't our fault. The Copilot put it back.
Yeah, that's what happened.
Because someone asked it to.
Mm-hmm. Finally, Nightmare Eclipse now has a top 10 Windows 11 vulnerability list.
Well, in a manner of speaking, Jeremy.
Yeah. Well, I mean, Shieldbreak is the 10th 0 day that has been posted publicly to GitHub that you can run if you really feel like it. And this one is, it's nothing to worry about. It's a little script that grants full system privileges to any Windows 10, 11, or server machine, even if it's been fully patched as of last patch Tuesday. So nothing to worry about at all. It's fine. Oh, wait, you're running on the Canary channel, so you've got even more updates than the average person? Oh, yeah, it still works on that. It still will grant anything full system privileges. Just run the script and then run whatever payload you'd like to afterwards. It's a hell of a story because, long story short, I know we're under time constraints here. Sebastian has some things. Nightmare Eclipse used to be a security researcher that worked with Microsoft until Microsoft gave them the short stick and said, you know what, we're not paying you because you're coming up with way too many vulnerabilities and it's costing us too much money. Well, guess what? That doesn't really work out well. Now I'll just release them for free. Okay, well, now we're going to attack you. And every other security researcher on the planet is like, don't touch them. The vulnerability is still there. they're at least telling us about them. You go after them, the vulnerability will still be there, but we won't know about it.
In a non-responsible way, the disclosures are taking place as 0 days, pretty much.
Publicly as possible. Right?
It is
as
true.
Publicly as possible. Here it is. Here's the entire code base as to how this thing works from start to end. I would have just given it to Microsoft, but they were being sort of, rude to me. And
that is
cheap.
the word, yeah. And cheap.
So yeah, I mean, it shouldn't have been this way, but it was, and it is. And maybe we're going to have a top 20 list, a top 50 list, because they haven't.
We don't know where it ends.
Down. Yeah.
No.
This is 2026. Welcome to both good and bad on the same lollipop, and on different ends. It's the same end.
That ends in Security Corner. We're going to talk about gaming, quick hits, and GTA 6. You've probably seen clips on your favorite social media platform. There are all these leaks, allegedly, coming out from an older build, it looks like, maybe 2023.
Is this the one that was stolen by the Germans?
Yeah, I don't know. But this person who thinks that they're safe, they keep posting things and making threats at Rockstar Games because they're not happy. They say they're going to keep leaking stuff because Rockstar needs to offer a physical edition of the game. And I don't think anything's happened yet.
I see the copyright claim on the video. Looks familiar.
This one from the GTA 6 unmoderated. Another possible gameplay leak? No. Rockstar's taking these down.
Well, they're issuing takedown notices is what they're doing.
Yeah.
It's like if they're doing their job.
Ooh, the post was removed by Reddit's legal operations team.
Well, that sounds official.
That's a long name for Reddit's AI moderators, but
that's funny. Don't believe everything you see with your lying eyes. Yeah.
And whatever you do, don't play any of it because we'll get kicked off of YouTube.
Oh, that's true too.
I'm sure that they'll give in.
You did not win an early access copy to GTA 6. You didn't.
Right.
Well, I downloaded it via Copilot's help.
No.
I just ran a query.
No.
Yeah.
No.
So I loaded up the latest LimeWire from 2006, and I downloaded a copy.
You still didn't win it. It is not the real thing.
All right, let's move to the next story because it might be time to check out Stalker 2.0.
Well, 2.0, because it's 2.0 version of Stalker 2, because that's confusing. We all know that Stalker 2 arrived a couple of years back, and it was immediately panned as being full of bugs, having some rather nasty system requirements to play at a reasonable frame rate, and then not providing that frame rate because they went from X-Ray to Unreal Engine 5 and they didn't do it well. So as of this week, they've put out a brand new version, moved to a newer version of Unreal Engine 5, patched just about every issue out of it, and from the people that have played it say, yeah, it's actually done pretty good. Because, of course, they're also releasing a DLC. And that's sort of what I think was the major drive for this 2.0 update was, oh, hey, we're suddenly 30% off on Steam, and you can also get the DLC that we're just about to release tomorrow or the next day or Saturday, I think.
So say it's a paid DLC? Is it paid DLC?
Yes. And
okay, this makes sense.
It's paid DLC
that makes sense.
and it's full price.
Yeah, that makes
there
sense.
There is no 30% off on it. So apparently it looks gorgeous. I mean, I really enjoyed the first Stalker. I kind of enjoyed the two follow-up games, but not quite as much as the original Stalker. The original Stalker was unique. It actually pulled off what Metro 2033 tried to pull off, but didn't really. But it was an interesting game, and essentially it had horrible endings no matter what you did. So I do want to play it. It's just they're charging an arm and a leg for it. The 30% off is interesting, but you add that DLC, and at least in Canadian dollars, that pushes it north of $100 again. So I'm going to hold off, but I am curious. I think in the US you're still going to be running $70 or so. It's not that much less. If you buy the original, just the actual game with 30% off, it's not so bad. But the DLC is a little more than that 30% off. And if you're going to do it, you might as well. In the meantime, you can still hunt down, because I put in the link to the original Alpha Stalker that never got released, which had vehicles and all sorts of crazy psychic powers that never made it into the original, that I still think you might be able to make run with a lot of work, although it's not going to look like UE5. On the other hand, if you like building things, there is a Bumble Hundle. A humble bundle.
Building things.
A bumble
and saving money
Bubba.
together.
What?
Game bundle for builders. A builder bundle from Humble Bumble.
Terra Tech for us. That's right, Humble Bumble.
A Humble Bumble builder bubble? Pay at least $14 to get 10 games.
Yeah. Diplomacy is not an option is hilarious. Frostpunk, if you haven't played it, is worth it. Puraspera, I really did enjoy. Drillcore, I never tried. And then it gets a little weird as it goes down. But apparently they're really good.
A little offbeat,
I mean, 92%.
but you might enjoy them.
Urbo. It has 91%
Yeah, apparently that's a good one.
Huh.
These games are built
Do you remember
different.
Osmos?
Yes.
Yes, that was a very relaxing game. I wonder if Urbo's kind of like that.
So many of these have 90-ish% approvals off of Steam. So you're probably not buying yeah. So I don't think you're buying a terrible package here for $14.
No. The ones I've played, I really enjoyed. And they're laid back, fun.
I still want to know how you have time to play games, because
no wife, no kids.
Oh, ouch. There was an air of superiority in his voice just then, I think.
I heard it.
Yeah. All right. Touche. Finally, Epic Game Store. They're doing what all the cool kids are doing. They're making a native Linux app.
Sebastian, I think you nailed it there. The cool kids have suddenly found a new place in the playground to hang out. You know, they're all smoking behind the Linux building.
Yes.
Going like, man,
No, I think
this is the spot.
actually.
Yeah, they're all vaping behind the Linux building. Yeah, so as you say, you know, all the cool kids are sniffing around the Linux place, going like, well, maybe we'd like to play in this place too. So Epic is no different than most.
Let's see. So Linux runs more efficiently on virtually every hardware, and it doesn't have the same kind of surveillance stuff that Windows does.
Check.
And it has a growing user base because of the issues we just mentioned. So all of a sudden, it goes from this less than 1% fringe for hyper nerds.
Niche, if you, yeah.
To
niche.
Shit, we're down to
as
71% market share, and it's like almost a third of gamers are on Mac OS or Linux now.
Do you remember back in the day when there used to be whole Mac and Windows argumentation about like how that Mac was like, oh, you can't really do any serious work on that. If you want to have a serious business computer, you really got to have like the Windows. Yet it turned out to be the game platform. Isn't that it's kind of a bizarre thing? So why don't we just leave Windows running spreadsheets, and now the game platform can migrate to maybe
because the Apple II, that was just something. You know, it became a very popular platform in education, but also had a lot of games, big game library. But you wanted to get work done in IBM PC.
That's right, Sebastian. That's what you did. When you needed Lotus 123, you know where to go.
Lotus 123 sold a lot of IBM PCs.
It absolutely did.
Just like
it turned out to be the game
used to sell a lot of Apple IIs.
So it became the most unserious computer platform ever with the fact that it was like, we're the gaming PC, right? Well, you know what? We'll just take that gaming thing off of there. You can be the business thing again. You just go be Linux. Your Linux goes to games. Windows can remain in the business world. Business. Humph.
That reminds me of an old commercial with Robert Hodgson and some kid.
Joel Hobson.
Or Joel,
What?
yes. Sorry.
John.
It was
John
a long time
Hobson,
ago.
sorry.
John. It was a long time ago.
Joel.
And
I think it's
and
comedian
Justin
Joel.
Long.
The other comedian Joel.
Okay. That was Gaming Quick Hits. And
don't know
now
what
it's
we're
time
talking
for
about.
everyone's favorite part of the podcast. It's when Josh talks about racing stuff. And no racing corner, sim corner this week because you have a full-on review to share, don't you?
On review. So, last year, MOZA sent me the R5 bundle, which was a really nicely priced, full-featured direct drive racing bundle that we reviewed here. And I thought, well, you know what? It's super expandable. They have some really interesting things, and they just released a new part called the CS Pro wheel, which is an add-on wheel you can use across the entire ecosystem. It had a 2.99-inch display on it, full of LED lights. It had kind of a synthetic leather rim. It had 2 sets of paddles on there, analog and magnetic. All these things, only for $329. And so I thought, this is a great deal. I won't even ask them for a review sample. I'm just going to buy this and see what it's like, because Christmas time was depressing for reasons that we won't go into. And sometimes, retail therapy is a thing. So I went and bought it, the CS Pro wheel. And here it is. This thing's really heavy. The R5 bundle is a direct drive base that has 5.5 Newton meters of force. Have I mentioned this is big and heavy? So I got real excited when I got this in. I took pictures, product photographs, thinking this is going to be a great thing to review. And I put it on there, and physics raised its ugly head. Because if you know anything about force and mass and diameter with rotation, if you have a small wheel that you're trying to rotate, it's hard to do. But if you expand that out, then, in between pulley and lever type physics, it makes it easier, right? So I put this on there, and I'm starting racing around, and the experience was just incredibly dull. It was too heavy, too big, and it overpowered the 5.5 Newton meter MOZA R5. And so I contacted MOZA and was like, hey, this is an issue. And they're like, well, we kind of know it's an issue, but you know what? For review, let's send you the R9 version 3. And they did. And let me tell you,
9 Newton meter or more?
it made it kind of doubled the force. Not quite, but I'm bad at math.
Yeah.
But it overcame the mass and size of this to make it a much better experience. So I'll go with the thing first, the wheel first. It's a big wheel. It's well constructed. It is a mix of aluminum, forged carbon, which of course, is just a bundle of epoxy with carbon fiber pressed in there and cured. It's a pretty heavy thing. It's got the big rear MOZA quick release, which is like all aluminum and stainless steel, weighs a ton. Here's the magnetic shifters. They have a nice click to them. You let it go. It's wonderful. These are the analog ones, which are, they don't have that click, and of course they're essentially clutch pedals. So you can create one to have the bite point on the clutch, and then you let the other one out to, accelerate forward. It's a thing in like F1 and all these other, cars which have actual clutch control on the wheel. Again, 2.99 inch. Yeah. Well, that depends on the game, but anyway, ton of LED lights around, 4 rotary encoders, which is kind of cool because you have a glow of like purple here, and then it's a slightly lighter purple in the settings. So when you switch that over, that lighter light comes out, so you always know what number you're on. It's amazing. And so everything about this is really high quality for only $329. And yeah, it's synthetic leather, but it still feels good. It's hand stitched. It's got every kind of button and encoder you could possibly want. So like set your brake bias to this one. And as you're going forward, it's like, hey, I've got too much brake in the front. Let me just knock that down to the back a little bit, change that BIOS. Hey, my traction control, a little too aggressive. I need to be able to do some drifting. Well, you can adjust it right there. It's a really wonderful wheel for not a whole lot of money. For example, Thrustmaster has a comparable part with the 32R Evo. It's slightly smaller. It is lighter, which they've done nice with. Doesn't have the functionality. Not as many buttons. It's got quite a few encoders in there, but it doesn't have the dual paddles with the analog clutch and the magnetic. It's only magnetic. So for $329, this is an outstanding product, but you need to be careful about it. If you have an R3 or an R5 base from MOZA that you're going to put this to, you're going to have a bad time unless you really don't mind having a much, much dampened experience with running this wheel. So this got the Silver Award, which is our lowest award because, it really is good. The display is nice. LED control, super granular. You can program each button and encoder with different effects, different lighting. Doesn't matter. You go through, you've got the funky switches. The funky switches are kind of fun. So you can rotate them, right? You can also push them 4-way, and you can also depress. I mean, that's a lot of control, you know what I'm saying? But, the downside of this is I found that I very rarely use the display. It's small enough that I didn't ever take the time to kind of look down and see, what gear am I on? It was far more effective with the LED lighting with the rev lights. I could see that out of my periphery, but all the information that I could display on this, in which you can display all kinds of information. That's one thing with the MOZA Pit House, is it's super, super programmable. You can program your own display that you want. If you want to do that, take the time to learn. They allow you that option. They've got like 30 different presets of what you can see on here, whether it be tire temperature, revolutions, gear, speed, all of these things. You can put it on there. But I just found it was kind of too small for me to really pay attention to, and it was out of my line of sight. Now, unless I'm like in an F1 cockpit where it's sitting like this, but then you're going to want a whole different style of wheel. But this got the Silver Award because for the price, it's a lot of wheel. And I think you get a lot of value out of that, but you just got to be careful. Depends on which base that you made it to. Now, with the R9 V3, this is probably one of the best direct drive bases for the price that you can get. $299 gives you 9 Newton meters, which is comparable to the Thrustmaster T818, which is about double the price. I think I bought it originally a couple of years ago for $700. This is not. It's $299. And it's got a 180 watt power supply. It's got all kinds of connectivity that you can do: pedals, shifters, hand brakes. You can have a display. If you look at those two top, scroll back up. You see those two top holes in there. You can actually put a 5-inch display and mount it on top of there, and it'll give you all the information that you could possibly want. And it's in a good place, and it's a bigger size. You'd maybe actually look at it. This can be either bottom mounted or side mounted. It is a solid aluminum base, and this has gone through obviously 4 variations. This is version 3. And in fact, it's actually gone through kind of 3 versions and 1 mini version. But, they launched this in 2022. And in 4 years, they've already gone through 3 versions. So if you know anything about manufacturing, you have to retool entire lines if you make major changes. And they don't care. They just retool at will because it makes sense to them to offer a more compelling, more competitive product with features that nobody else has. The motor is wrapped around in carbon fiber to keep heat down. It's got a setting in Pit House that if you can control the temperature. It doesn't have a fan in there at all. It is just a solid chunk of aluminum that adds a lot of cooling to it. But you have 2 settings for power. Constant power, highest power all the time. And after about an hour, the base gets really warm to the touch. Or you can enable a kind of power thermal setting, and you don't notice a whole lot of difference, but it keeps that level down where it's just absolutely cool to the touch. Their software is impressive. It's probably the most comprehensive out there. You can change dampening, power, how fast the wheel actually rotates under force. It is an interesting thing that you could probably break your thumbs in a crash if you're not paying attention, because 9 Newton meters is not weak, and this is one of the mid-range parts. They have 12, 16, 20, and 25 Newton meters that you can have, and things get really interesting then. But for all the features, the performance, it's probably the best direct drive wheelbase that I've tested so far. And for $299, it's an absolute steal if you're building, because it's still really strong. And if you're looking to do this for years and add to it, this is a great base. Great base for all your future things. They've got different pedal sets. You can add another set of pedals to that wheel, so you've got like 6 hand thing. I don't know why you would need the top 2, but somebody does, and it's an option. But yeah, it's MOZA has been extremely aggressive. This is a great part. It's got all the features of the latest generation of direct drive wheels. They haven't just been letting this product line sit for years, not being upgraded. So yeah, I gave it the editor's choice because it's really an outstanding thing. And what's neat, the 180 watt power supply, it's got an LED light behind the MOZA. See, look at that. Look at it. It's glowing green. How cool is that? That's at least worth, $5 right there. Right there. So yeah, can't have enough nice things to say about what MOZA has done for the market, and they're making everybody else more competitive because they're all trying to catch up.
Thank you, Josh.
I want to make a food joke, but I'm not going to.
Well, I already mentioned Thrustmaster, so
yeah, but the mozza and the ketchup. There's a there's a comment I could make.
Let's move on to picks of the week. Josh, do you want to talk some more?
All right, this is an anti-pick because every single video card from NVIDIA has gone up in price dramatically. RTX 5080 you get for $1,250 2 weeks ago, now up to $1,550. Your old RTX 5070 Ti, it hit a low of $750 at one point. Now it's $1,100. And for this was really, remember the RTX 5090 when it was released? It was a 1999 product. People were mad because it was $500 more than the RTX 4090. Well, you can now get the RTX 5090 on sale, mind you, for $48.29. It's out of stock, of course, but it was in stock earlier today. So obviously somebody's buying it, but it ain't me, and it shouldn't.
Do you think those same people are still mad?
Which people? There's a lot of mad.
The $2,000 5090 people.
Yeah, those. Yeah,
No.
the $2,000. No,
they're done.
No, thought they won the lottery by getting a 5090 for $2,000. It may have pissed them off at first, but then they saw the price just pop up and up and up and up and up and up and up. And I know a guy up in Canada who sold his 5090 to somebody who came and picked it up in a car that had a testing station in the back. It was a nice little, Chinese lady, and she paid cash for his card and drove away with it.
I bet that's being offshored right now
as we speak. Yes.
Yeah. Jeremy, did you?
You're free.
Oh, go ahead.
I sold my 3090 for the Win 3 this past week on eBay for $1,284.
Wow. I feel like it was only about a year ago those were going for like $600. Because nobody wanted.
You're part of the problem. Anymore. Well, good on you.
You're part of the problem.
Hey, he was just going to put it on his wall otherwise.
This economy is part of the problem, because I liked having that card on the wall, but
you just couldn't afford it anymore.
But affordability is a made-up word, so
it's there's too much value. Too much value.
It's all relative.
Yeah.
All right, Jeremy, your pick this week.
Can I pick from a different year? Because the picks this year suck. No, actually, I found a laptop from Memory Express up here in Canada that is significantly less than the sum of its parts. That's a 12 gig mobile RTX 5070 Ti, 16 gigs of DDR5 and 1 terabyte NVMe SD, which altogether will add up to more than the $2,100 that this MSI Vector A16HX Gaming will cost you. So if for some reason you need a laptop and you've got, just short of $2,400 burning a hole in your pocket, because of course tax is not included in that, or various environmental fees, that's stupidly good. And honestly, if you can set it up with some active cooling underneath it, hook it up to a monitor, you're going to get some decent gaming performance out of that. The Ryzen 7 8840HX is not the best, but it's certainly forgivable given everything else that's on this system. I'm impressed I even found it. I expect it to be sold out within 30 seconds or so after I mention this. If you're up here in Canada, that's more than you should have to pay. But still, reality being what it is, that's not a bad deal.
They had me at 16:10 aspect ratio.
Oh yes, and 240 hertz 240 hertz adjustable refresh rate it's like, I don't know what's going on here. There must obviously be a new model coming out and they're trying to get rid of this. But it's apparent. Sometimes when I look at Memory Express, there's literally one, and it's only available if you fly to Edmonton and pick it up in store. This one they seem to have a few of in a couple of different locations. I don't know if you can get it online, but hey, I'm Canadian, so if you're Canadian, you can find a Memory Express. Much like if you're American, you can find that weird store that they keep talking about that we don't have up here.
Micro Center.
Oh, I thought it was the Apple Store.
No, you can find.
Oh no, we still have a few of those.
Yeah.
Right,
16 by 10 is best ratio. 16 by 10 is best.
You're damn right it is.
No, not according to last week's podcast.
That sounds better in the original Klingon. It does.
All right, Bront, your pick.
A couple months ago, several months ago, probably, I was talking about DJI and how the latest unfortunate laws and rules and regulations here in the United States basically are kicking them out from a we don't like you anymore. You're a spy for the Chinese manufacturing aspect. We don't know that for sure, but that's the auspices in which they were being thrown away or thrown out. They can still sell all of what they had left in the U.S., but they are not allowed to bring in any more drones. Unfortunately, DJI was obviously one of the major manufacturers. There's more and more, and different like secondary ones have been popping up here and there. But DJI is stuck with all of this capacity to like make things. What do they make? What do they make instead? So they put some of that manufacturing prowess into making a power station, and several of them. So you can buy yourself a 1,000-watt portable power station. Not bad, actually, for 1,000 watts, which will do 2,200 watts of stable output for $348 of battery backed. And this is an inverter power station. Funny thing about this, price is great on this right now for this amount of power and this amount of capacity. The laws and rules that came out several months later now actually outlaw foreign-made inverters. So I'm afraid that DJI might be struck down yet again in their next endeavor to do something with their build capacity. How weird that they may have stumbled into this.
Reverse the polarity now.
I don't know what you just said.
I thought it was only if it was a Wi-Fi connected inverter.
You might be right. And you might be right there. But it is sort of strange that they may have stumbled into the next ban from one ban to another.
Yes.
Anyway, but this is a very good price. $49 for an inverter-based 2,200 watt peak inverter portable power system. It's a pretty good price, actually. $348.
Yeah.
You can run a lot with it.
Kent, your pick this week.
So, if you're looking for a very, very high quality audiophile experience in a very minimalist DAC amp combo, something you could put on your desk or something you can take with you, this is from Questyle. This is the M15i. This one has their jazz blues custom tuning, and really it's just slightly warmer than the standard tuning. Has a little more extended bass and a little more sound stage. This thing has got a top of the line ESS DAC in it, PCM 768, DSD 512. It will play lossless. It will play everything. It's not Bluetooth. Connects to your phone or your PC with USB-C. It has a 3.5 millimeter and a 4.4 millimeter balanced output on it. I actually have the just the standard M15i, and I use it pretty much every week on this show. And this is probably
kind of sexy.
This is the best sounding headphone amp I own. No joke. It is the best sounding headphone amp I own. It will, and to be as small as it uses current mode amplification and will power everything I have except the 600 ohm biodynamics. But yeah, it's got standard and high gain modes. All the newer ones, the M15Is, have the same. And the blues tuning M15i, a lot of people prefer the blues tuning on it. And it's on sale right now for 10% off. These are usually $200. This one's $179.
I like that see-through top. That's a nice.
And it's actual glass. It's not acrylic.
In the audiophile world, $179 is not that expensive. You're getting a DAC and an amp. I love having a little unit like that on the desktop instead of worrying about a stack or something like that. I have an old DAP that I use for this purpose, but it's a pain in the neck because the battery's always dead. And
this would probably replace my topping stack if I could have both a speaker output and a headphone output that is switched on it.
Yeah.
But yeah.
YouTube says, well, it's not as good as a Creative Labs Rio. So,
well, I mean,
you can rave about the sound quality all you want, but
I used to have one of those. I miss it, to be honest.
Yeah, Questyle makes, I mean, this is like one of the least expensive things they make. They make some stuff that's really up there too, and they're all really good.
Even here in Canada, the M12A is super affordable. The M15C is not bad. Josh, to stop showing us your
and of course,
I miss my Mushkin MP3 player. It has no display whatsoever. It's got two
that
LEDs.
thing.
Yeah, you'd also use it as a flash drive, so it's multifunction. You just plug that in and drop your MP3 files, and you also do other files that you want.
That is so thick. Can you show the side profile of that thing again? It looks like a computer mouse with a USB port sticking out the end of it.
Come on.
It's very ambitious.
This is like
with the pocket
2003.
clip.
Yeah.
Ambitious with that pocket clip, though.
128 gig. No, 256 megs.
Yep.
You can store
that would
so
be
many
impressive
128.
If the iPod didn't exist.
Just store a lot of Napster downloads on that thing.
But that was back when iPod was still Mac only.
Yes.
Oh, definitely.
I have a pick this week.
What with Creative and Sony? What do you got?
Okay, let's hear your pick.
We have this lovely place in Michigan known as Higgins Lake,
Okay.
which has tremendously clear water for the first so many feet, it's only like 3 feet deep, all the way out to about here. And then all the boats and everything are allowed to be out in this area. But kids and, the animals play in this area. It's very relaxing. There's a big campground all through the trees here. I'm going to be spending some time in this locale.
Is it on fire right now?
I don't know.
Is it a massive
You might want to check.
that goes down?
Yeah, it's a steep drop. If you go to the
Yeah, it
edge
looks like
there of the sandbar, it suddenly becomes deep water. Anyway,
No,
we go
there's
there
no
every year.
fires up there.
And I'm going there tomorrow.
Nice.
Have fun. Go enjoy
Which is why I
sand
need to
in
get
your
this. Yes.
podcast done.
Yes. I need to get the podcast
Okay, it's
done
9:32.
so I can get going.
So 90 minutes, pretty much on the nose.
I know.
We've done it.
With everybody.
You're welcome.
Thank you in advance. Thank you for watching, by the way. This is the outro. You've heard the jazz music. It started playing. YouTube probably captions this in a very strange way when the music swells up, and it's just like applause and
Music swells.
music swells.
Gentle music.
Hey, how come you never attend the TR barbecue up in Michigan? Tech report.
Because I don't care to,
Oh, okay.
I guess. I don't know.
Good reason.
I like Scott. Scott
I
Watson.
do too, but then he left
good.
Tech Report and he was with AMD for a while, and then he
Intel.
was with Intel. Yeah, now he's working for some AI company, or he's not. I don't even know. He was working for an AI company, software.
Now
We
he's,
all work
now he's
for an AI
doing his
company.
own damage report. Yeah.
All right. So that
No,
was the outro.
see,
Don't
1 through
end this
28D,
matter,
I did not know about
Wait,
the
are we
IndyCar.
done? Was that the end of the show?
We're done.
Okay.
We're done.